WandaVision episode 8 is here, and I loved it.
Dang it.
I loved this episode.
Yeah, it was good, but it's like I freaking predicted last week. I knew it was gonna be a flashback episode.
Like I predicted, we predicted.
We
Don't
predicted?
yeah. Yeah, you can even go back. We
Okay,
predict.
shit,
Actually,
chill.
no, I'm
I
the one
just
that brought it up, but it is
yeah,
what
nah.
it
I
is.
was
We're not
thinking
even
all to
gonna.
myself that it's most likely gonna be a flashback episode because it's like what I said last week, and you probably agreed with me. I don't remember, but I was talking about because we know that the flashback episode was coming from all the teasers, and I just it just kind of makes me aggravated because like the finale's next week, and it's probably what we've seen is probably going to be like 40 to 50 minutes, and I just feel like they don't have enough time to wrap it up.
Oh, they have
But I
they
still
they
like the episode. It was a good
Marvel
episode.
Marvel can wrap up. They can wrap this up in at least 20
I don't
minutes.
know. Same studio
Honestly,
that
they
put out
could.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't
Same
know.
studio
Hard
that
to
put
trust
out
them.
your favorite movie, Endgame. The same studio that put out Infinity War.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
still
I can
put out
say
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Panther, Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World is not on. Black Panther is not on Thor: The Dark World level or
I
Ant Man
know.
and the Wasp
It's
level.
just that's why I said it first. Or did I say?
I think this episode worked better because this solidified what the show was: a young woman dealing with her grief. And we go through all of these different timelines and points of her past, and they show that. They execute that in a way that I thought was
Yeah, I
fantastic.
like the
This is
episode. I
probably
love
my
the episode.
favorite episode.
This is one of the top three
I
episodes.
I think that they benefited from going back. I mean, what were they gonna do in this episode? What if they would have kept the plot going in this episode? What if they're gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do? And then they're gonna have to conclude it in the ninth episode. I think it worked better for them to go back and to show Wanda's grief and to show how all of this happened.
I feel like I would have rather had that near the beginning, but I didn't hate the Flash because I actually love just seeing like all these different moments. Like you have her during Civil War, that's her during Civil War, her during Age of Ultron. I really hope that the whole episode wouldn't be structured around the flashbacks because now I'm worried for the finale. I was be like, oh, are they gonna wrap up everything? Is it gonna be a satisfying conclusion? And I don't know if they can do that with the time they have if they're gonna make it 45 to 50 minutes.
What they revealed inside of this episode shows that it solidified me as this show is gonna end badly. This is not gonna end great for Wanda or for Vision for the kids. I think that this show is not gonna end
I'm
great
still
for Wanda.
predicting a Wonder Woman 84 moment at the end, like where she accepts her grief, blah blah, does the thing, whatever she needs to do. That's how I just feel like the show's going. I don't really think
My
Marvel's gonna, have the balls to make one of their like main Avengers character a villain, like you said.
I to me I just I at this point I can't see them doing the cookie cutter Marvel thing. I don't want to
What do you
see
mean
them
cookie
do
cutter
the
Marvel?
I don't want to see them do the good guy versus bad guy thing and then she learns a lesson in the end. No, I want her to be this her whole life has been defined by tragedy. Where is the snap? Where is the breaking point for her? She's gonna lose Vision in this. She's gonna lose Vision for what, the third time? And then we also have a white Vision in there. They're gonna have to kill that Vision. She's gonna lose Vision 4 times. She might lose her kids. She she is at the breaking point right now. And for them to end off this show as just Wanda being, okay, I learned a lesson. I'm going to accept my grief. No, where is the breaking point here?
Yeah, I can see the breaking point, but I don't want her to just go like full villain, like you said earlier. Like you said, you want Wanda to be the villain. You want her to be bad in this. I don't really
I
want to
don't
see that
think
because I feel like, why did I just watch the show then? Because I mean, that's not what I want from WandaVision. That may be what you want, but I, I just wish. I don't know. I just don't want her to watch this whole thing and be like, oh yeah, Wanda's the bad person now. I want them to do something different.
but I don't think that she's gonna be like the mustache twirling Vision. I think that she's still gonna be a conflicted character, but she's just gonna she's just gonna be, an antagonist of some sorts.
I
That's what
just
I
don't get
believe.
why they would do that. I don't see why they would do that when they've set up the whole time of with Agatha being the villain.
But
I just
I don't think
something is left with
Agatha is
Marvin.
just I don't think Agatha is the true antagonist here. This episode showed that Wanda is doing this. The acts that Wanda have done overshadows what Agatha has done. Agatha has just been she's just been like the devil on Wanda's shoulder. She has just been kind of like an influence, kind of like
But
trying to nudge Wanda
she's been
towards
doing more than that. She's been manipulating Wanda, like straight up
how has
with
she
the
been manipulating her.
Fake Pietro. That's
Yeah,
like straight up
because
manipulation. That's a
because
lot more
she
than just influencing her.
because she wants to know how Wanda did all of this. This is Agatha can't do this. What Wanda is doing right, this is chaos magic. She is
Yeah,
the Scarlet Witch.
I'm
She
saying
can't do that.
Agatha wants this power for herself. We already know. If we follow the rules of the MCU with like the colors of her magic is the dark dimension. Wanda's red is chaos. You have the Doctor Strange orange with their normal
Sorcery.
magic, and then you have purple magic, which is like dark dimension stuff. I think Wanda Agatha has her own plans, and she wants Wanda's magic. She wants Wanda's power, because that just seems like the type of character that Agatha would be.
Yeah, but I still don't think that her Agatha's bad doesn't outweigh Wanda's bad.
But I mean, Wanda, she really hasn't done anything inherently bad. Like,
Holding a whole town hostage
but she's not hurting them.
against their will. It doesn't matter. This is against their will. This is a violation of human
But it's
rights.
not evil. She's not really hurting anyone.
What? That's like if
Who is
somebody
she hurting?
dude, that's like somebody kidnapping you and then they're not hurting you. Like they're not hurting you, but you can't leave. That's
No, that's different because
that's against your
kidnapping is an act
will.
of hostility. I'm not saying what she's doing is right, but she's not hurting anyone. It's like Pedro said, families stay together, their people's
We
jobs are
saw the
better. The town
we
was already
saw
in
the
shambles.
but we saw the woman doing the little thing back and forth, tears falling down her eyes. These people, they this is not their life. I would rather be in a humdrum life than be not in my own mind. Have somebody else controlling my life.
I think
Have
what
somebody
Wanda's
else
doing so far, I don't
controlling
think it's
me.
that bad. I really don't think it's that bad. From my point of view, she's not really hurting anyone. She just created
Okay.
this world, and we saw how the town was. The town was suffering after the snap. No one was there. It was a ghost town. I think she.
Everyone. Everyone. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I don't know. Were you even like about to say? Why'd you just start saying everyone?
I was saying everyone. Everyone's life is in shambles after the snap. I mean, not
Yes.
just, Jersey,
Okay. Yeah.
but keep
Everyone's.
going.
Yeah. That's still holding on my point. So Wanda's just taking this town, and their lives are essentially better. Like, yeah, it's against their will, so it's not good. But I don't. I still think Wanda's bad with her hex isn't as bad as what Agatha is trying to do. Which, in my opinion, steal Wanda's magic and do whatever evil plan she has.
But up to this point, I mean, you could infer that, like you could just use context clues, like yeah, she's trying to feed off of Wanda's magic. They never actually confirmed that what Agatha's plan is,
Yeah, that's why I said
but I
think.
don't know.
That's why I
That's
said
why
I
I said
think.
infer. Yeah, that's why I said infer. What do you think about
Infer.
Hayward?
Hayward, like I've always said, Hayward's a red herring. Like he's a little more sus now because we know that he lied to Monica and Wu. But I mean, if you think about it, why would he need to tell them? Like he's the boss.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't really have to tell anyone. But I don't think there's no Ultron disguised as Hayward. I don't think there's any Mephisto.
That's so. Me neither. If they were gonna do Mephisto
Like
last
it's
last week,
they
either
would have
last week
revealed
or the
something
week
this
before
episode.
that, they would have revealed something 2 episodes back, or at least last week's
Hmm.
episode. They're not doing
I think all
Mephisto.
the
They're
stuff
not
about
doing
like
Nightmare.
Ralph and Senior Scratchy, I think those are just references. Like
I
I don't.
think Ralph is actually gonna have a big impact next week.
No, I think what I think
But
Ralph
that's just
was
me.
just the stereotypical husband, her to make jokes on, but also hint to her being Agatha. But Hayward, I don't think he's looking evil. He's just a bad director guy. I don't think he's got
Yeah,
some
like
nefarious
he's a
plan.
dick, but I never thought he was evil. I always thought his actions were justified. This is a guy that's lived in the apocalypse for 5 years. Monica comes back talking about, well, we have to, this is Wanda. She's just
Shooting a missile
under
at kids
control.
is more justified than keeping a town. I'm just playing. Keep going.
What? No, I mean like This, like I said, this is a guy that's been through the apocalypse. Monica
But
is the optimist here. Wanda,
Like Rocket said, everybody's got dead people.
oh,
Everybody's got stuff. Doesn't mean you go into a town and start shooting up kids with missiles. I think Hayward's. You can
doesn't
see why
doesn't
he.
mean that we go into a town and just control everyone. Doesn't mean that
Hey,
we
I never
go
said it
take
was
a whole entire
justified.
town
I
hostage.
never said it was justified.
Nah,
I can
nah.
see Hayward's motivation, but I don't think his methods are justified. Especially with desecrating Vision's body, making like evil Vision. Yeah, I don't
I
think he's
mean,
justified, but
I mean, this is the thing.
I don't think Hayward's got some super evil plan behind it all.
His actions are similar to that of Tony Stark's. I mean, everyone in the world believes that, hey, somebody did that wrong, I can do it better, you know? And I feel like that's what Hayward is doing. The Ultron plan went wrong. And so then Tony made Vision. They feel as though they can do a lot more with this technology. And this is like, Vision is the most powerful technology, the most powerful thing walking on the planet other than Thanos. But like on Earth,
Wanda,
Vision,
Doctor
not, dude,
Strange,
I'm not talking in
Thor.
scales of like that.
I know, but
They
I get
can't
what you're trying
extract,
to
like,
say.
dude,
The way
they,
you
yeah,
worded it.
yeah.
He's the most
But like,
sophisticated piece of tech on the planet.
basically, yeah, whatever Hayward said. So for them to like dismantle him, I thought it was actually,
I
logical
get
why
that,
they would
but
do that.
what I don't get is, did no one like argue with Hayward? Like, how did they get Vision's body out of Wakanda? Like, Tony wasn't like, "Yo, that's Vision." Banner, Cap, no one, because I'm pretty sure Vision probably left like something behind, saying, "Yeah, I don't want to be turned into a weapon or anything." Like, I mean, I get like Hayward probably wouldn't care, but that's why I don't think his actions are justified because Vision, like in his sense, like he should have the rights as a person. And like technically he's a computer, so you can see why they just wouldn't care and just tear him apart. But I still think ethically that's wrong. But like people are always trying to say like, oh, Hayward's Ultron in disguise. Well, how? Like how that would be the dumbest thing if he just what took off his mask Scooby Doo style and said I'm Ultron or Mephisto. Like if
Yeah.
these villains were coming back, why would they wait? They would suck because then the finale would be like, okay, what was all that setup with Agatha for?
Or like, okay, we now we gotta push in Ultron. Now we gotta push in Mephisto to fit the
Like
terms of the
I would have
fans.
loved to see Ultron, but it was like you would have started seeing hints in like the fifth, sixth episode, not the second to
Yeah.
last.
My opinion, dude. My opinion. I wish we would have either seen Ultron or Thanos. Those are two big characters of her grief, and they didn't show those characters, which is weird for me. But uh,
I still don't get why they would show Thanos, but we've already talked about that. What was I about to say? Uh, oh yeah, back to Hayward and Vision. I don't think what Hayward is doing is right. I don't, but I think people are blowing him way out of proportion. Like if he's supposed to be some big evil guy, he's not. He's just the generic evil army guy. Like so many shows have like the evil army director guy who's like he doesn't have a big part to play. I don't think Hayward has that big part to play aside from creating White Vision.
I think Hayward. I don't think that he's a evil guy. I just think that he's a dick. I
Oh,
just
I think
think
he
that
sucks. I think he's a bad guy.
I
But
I
he's
don't
not
think that
the
he's an
bad guy.
he's not an antagonist to me.
He's
He's
definitely
a guy.
antagonist, but you can see his
He
reason. That's what you
he's
mean.
a guy, like I said, he is a guy that spent 5 years in an apocalypse with people, families lost husbands, wives, sons, daughters, like we said, pets even. This is a guy that's lived through all of that, and we have the most sophisticated tech on the planet right now in our grasp. Of course, I'm gonna dismantle that, build my own robot to protect us anytime someone else comes through the earth. It's just like Tony Stark.
But like
It's
Cap
just
said,
it's
when
just like
anyone
Tony
tries to
Stark.
win a war before it starts, innocent people die. And
Yeah,
Hayward,
but this
that
is
would be good if he was using his white vision for the right reasons. Like you can tell he just wants to have it as just a police force to do whatever he wants. Like it's kind of the same mentality as the Sokovia Accords. I can see
but
why
that
Hayward is doing what he's doing, but I don't think what he's doing is right, and he shouldn't be doing it.
but would you say that same thing to Tony? Would you
Uh,
say that same thing relating
yeah,
to
Tony
Tony?
was wrong. That's why it was Team Cap. Tony's always about trying to win fights before they start. Always about having the
But
bigger
was
stick.
but was Tony an antagonist of some sorts?
To
I'm
someone
not
else,
counting
most
Iron Man
likely.
1. I'm not counting Iron Man 1.
Uh, well, I think it's different from Tony. I think Tony trying to create Ultron and keeping it from the team, kind of like how what Hayward is doing. I don't think that was right. I don't think that it was dangerous, and Tony knew it.
I
But
believe what
it's different because Tony wasn't desecrating someone's body. Like he was technically using stolen vibranium, which is like they should have returned it to Wakanda in the first place. But it's just like Hayward, like Vision shouldn't have been used as a weapon, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't tackle the fact like no one tried to like protect his corpse. Like Wanda just did it on his own. Like Cap wouldn't stroll up in there. Well, Cap's old at the time, so I don't know. I feel like I'm saying, Hayward isn't. I don't think he's right. I can see why. I can see why, but I don't think he shouldn't, and he's wrong in doing
mm. Well, let's move into the what's it call it? The whole entire like flashback arcs. Like, do you have like a favorite?
it. Probably just the Sokovia one, and her seeing her going into the compound, because when I saw the compound, I was just like, oh yeah, she's about to bop some heads. She's about to take some dudes out. And I was just like, okay, I didn't get an action scene, and now I'm sad because it was just a super depressing scene. But
Mm.
I like the I do like the flashbacks. I do like the flashbacks. Like I said, this is one of the best episodes. But it's now it just kind of leaves me uncertain for the finale.
I love Vision. I just love sitting there watching Vision and Wanda talk. Just them talking and seeing that awkwardness in that relationship form. And like the great line that Vision said, something that we all needed at this point. I think that that scene right there, I loved it.
I mean, I guess
And
because
it's like
Beta.
it's something that pulls on it's something that pulls on your heartstrings a lot because like I said, her whole character is defined by her grief. And to have someone a character like Vision just say that line, what is grief if not love persevering, that has so much meaning nowadays than it ever would have, I think, 2 years ago or a year ago or something like that. So I
I
gotta
mean, I
say
guess if
the
you're a
flashback
Beta or
scenes were
something, but yeah, go on.
I gotta say the flashback scenes were I I love them. When the Sokovia one, when she was a child, we already knew that she watched sitcoms when she was a child. That's why she
We
had the
didn't
whole
know that. That
sitcom
was just
thing.
everyone's theories. That was one of my theories.
That was a theory of yours,
Yeah.
dude. I was in definite belief. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
definite
watched
belief.
sitcoms.
That's your theory. You're just very confident in it, but it was never confirmed to us about why. That was just everyone suspecting why these things. I just like the Sokovia aspect because we don't see a lot of Sokovia, and I like seeing places in MCU they're fictional cities, and it kind of confirmed that Wanda and Pietro may have been had their powers the whole time. Wanda definitely. I don't know about Pietro, but
I
now
I
think
felt
now
so I
now
feel so
now you go on since you want to steal my
what
spotlight.
I didn't steal your spotlight. You were paused,
Just
and
go on,
then
just go
yeah,
on.
I feel like that's her having powers before the Mind Stone. I don't know about that, and
Oh, well,
it
let me tell
wasn't
you how
even
much I like
confirmed.
about it. Nelly, dude, you know what I'm about to say. They're
What?
paving the way for mutants, dude. They're paving the way for mutants.
Oh no,
Why would they
as at this point,
retcon?
I definitely don't believe that that she's a mutant. That they're making way
Dude,
for
nah.
mutants in this.
I never said she
They
was a
have not
mutant, but
showed us
they're
in,
definitely
but
paving the way.
they have not shown any evidence of them paving way for
Because
mutants in
think,
this.
if you know the comics,
Multiverse, none of that.
you know that the current. I never said anything about multiverses. Hear me out. If you know in the comics, you know that currently Pietro and Wanda were never mutants. They were Inhumans. They got their powers from being experimented on by Strucker. So now, why are they retconning it into them having the whole powers, having powers whole time, if not to set up mutants?
But think
That
about
just
it though.
doesn't
Hear
make
me
sense to
out.
me.
They never confirmed inside of the show. Kevin Feige is smart and his team. They never confirmed that she had powers. This was Agnes
That's,
theorizing that maybe she had powers. But this is the thing. This is Agnes is a character
to
that
me, it
was
makes
not
sense
there,
though.
that does not know anything,
It makes
that
sense.
was not there, and did
Think,
not know
Sterling.
any of the
Think.
events that
I
take
get your
place.
point. I'm gonna let you finish, but hear this. So Stark, most advanced like weapons tech, a bomb just happens to be faulty. Nah, I don't believe that. Stark, he's like a perfectionist. His weapons work. That's why he made his fortune. I think Wanda disabled the box, not the box, the freaking bomb, using her powers. And that's why I said more Wanda confirmed instead of Pietro, because we didn't see him doing anything shifty. I might have to like rewatch the episode or something. But I think
Well, he wasn't.
what I take that as is them retconning them into her having her and maybe Pietro having powers the whole time and potentially mutants.
I see. I can't get on board with that because
You don't have to get on
why
board
would
with it,
they
but it's
do
not that
that?
far fetched. Like I'm not just
It's
pulling it out of anywhere. I'm not
the
pulling it out of nowhere.
mutants. The mutants gene is the next step in evolution. Her her having powers before, the mutants didn't always have powers. It was just the next step in evolution.
So the bomb just didn't
Wanda
happen
just
to
being
the
but
bomb just
Wanda
happened
being
not to go
born
off.
as a witch, but Wanda being born as a witch, that makes more sense than them trying to, pave the way for mutants with her already having
But the
powers.
thing
The
is,
X-Men
the
gene.
MCU they always try to explain stuff where if magic is just unexplored science. So maybe to some is a witch because they haven't done any research on it, and she has the mutant gene. Like I'm telling you,
What?
Sterling, you don't
Dude,
have to agree
if
with
she
me,
was born
but it
if
makes
she
sense
was
to me.
born as a witch, that wouldn't make her a mutant. That would just make her a witch.
But the thing
Mutants,
is,
like I said, is the
like I
next
says,
step in
maybe they haven't
evolution.
done any research yet. Because they always say in the MCU magic is just unexplained science. So if they do the science, they'll see that the powers are a result of the mutant gene. Look,
Then
man, I don't
again,
care. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to
why
agree
would
with
that
me.
work?
You don't have
I'm
to
not
agree with me.
agreeing with you. That wouldn't work. In my
Why
opinion,
not?
that wouldn't work.
Why?
That wouldn't work.
You mean you just wouldn't like it?
The
You don't
mutant
want them to do that.
the the mutant gene is the next step in evolution.
You
Like
keep
I
saying
said,
that. You keep saying
the
that.
fact that a traumatic event happened to a child in California, and then they get mutant powers. They have claws coming out of their hands. That's mutant. That's a mutant.
No, people
But
are
Wanda
born
being
mutants.
born as no, they're not.
Yes, they are. That's what the whole mutant gene is.
Because
People
it's
are
the next
born
step in
mutant.
evolution. It happens. It just happens. You can't
Okay, no,
control it. You're
like
not born
Sterling,
with it. It just happens.
like ignore the argument. Like that's actually just wrong. Like that's literally just
Whatever,
wrong.
man.
Like
It,
people,
it,
like in the comics and even in the X-Men movies, people are born with the X-Men gene, with the not the X-Men gene, the mutant genome. It's passed down. Remember in Future Past, that's why they were rounding them up. They were killing anyone who could have children and potentially pass on the mutant genome.
yeah, could potentially, but that doesn't mean that child was born with it.
Yes, but the
They could
mutant
potentially
power, it's
have
a
it.
gene. It's a
They could
gene. It
potentially
doesn't
have
just
it, but they
happen.
weren't born with it.
Yes, that's what happens. You could be born with a gene and not manifest powers until a traumatic event. But you've still been a mutant the whole time. Like that's just how the genome works.
What? Wanda,
But I thought you
you
knew
being a
X-Men more
witch
than
as a
me.
child, Wanda being a witch as a child doesn't sit right with me.
But
Her having
you're
powers
the
as
one
a
who said
child
witch
doesn't sit
stuff.
right with me. Huh?
You brought up the witch stuff. Now I'm just
Yeah.
confused. Now I'm just
No,
confused.
I'm the one who said that if she was born as a witch, that wouldn't make her a mutant. That would just make her a witch. They never confirmed inside of the show that she had powers. That was Agatha
That's why I said they
theorizing
leave
that
it
she had powers.
open. They leave it open for interpretation. And
Yeah,
then
for
we just
interpretation,
descend in that whole like sidetrack thing where you're just wrong about the mutant gene. Like what I'm saying is
because
the
mutants
powers at
wouldn't
the
be in this.
you don't know that yet. You're just like dismissing it. Like I'm trying to tell you, like I don't know if you got like wrapped up, but I'm saying like her powers, yes, she could be classified as a witch, but what I'm saying is, why are they retconning their original storylines in the comics to where they're Inhumans where they didn't get their powers until they were experimented on, to now that she possibly had them the whole time. And I'm saying to me it makes sense because the bomb just didn't go off. Why would it not go off? And we see Wanda reaching out towards the bomb. To me, it just makes it. Now, it doesn't have to be mutants. That's just like my extra hard theory. But I think this could be paving the way for mutants.
But
Like,
why would they have any connection to the comics? Because they're Inhumans in the comics. That
yes,
that
and
why
like
would that has nothing to do with the MCU
up
though.
until up until this point, Wanda and Pietro have technically been Inhumans. Like they didn't have to say it because I don't think they just want to like. I think they want to distance from Agents of Shield, but Wanda and Pietro in the comics and in the MCU, they were always like
Terrible show.
their powers came from say terrible or terrific.
I said terrible.
Oh yeah, me too. It sucks. Don't watch Agents of Shield. But up until this point, it's always been understood that Wanda's and Pietro's powers they came from the stone. Even Vision said that. But now they are retconning it and opening the door to me, and I interpret that as Wanda had her powers the whole time. That's why the bomb didn't go off. And to me, that could open the door for mutants. They don't have to call it like the mutant thing, but people being born with powers, technically mutants. Do you see now? Do
I
you
can
see where
see,
I'm
but
getting at?
people being born with powers, I don't think that's technically that couldn't be technically mutants.
Yeah,
But
but I'm
you
saying
know,
because maybe they don't want to call it mutants in the MCU. Because maybe it's too late to like say just like yeah, there's been mutants the whole time. Maybe they're just gonna because remember how in Age of Ultron they didn't say Inhumans, they just said we have enhanced on the field.
yeah, because Agent Shield was already doing Inhumans, and
Yeah,
they were like, we want to
and so
distance
maybe that's
ourselves
what they're doing
far
now.
away from
Like
Agents of Shield.
mutants
Kevin
have already
Feige
done
has
their
nothing
thing.
to do with that.
So maybe Marvel wants to do their own little spin on mutants. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what you shared about the genome stuff, but yeah, I think I interpret that scene as Wanda used her powers to stop the bomb, and she was born with her powers the whole time, technically making her a mutant. But maybe the MCU isn't gonna want to call her a mutant.
She would be a witch, though.
No, because
She was,
witchcraft that's studied.
but she didn't study
Like
witchcraft, though.
I know, but I'm saying she could have
What?
been.
But Agatha said inside of the series, little witch. Like she called her a baby witch, had powers, born, but they
You know,
never
that could
confirmed that
just
she
be
was.
like a little expression because she's using magical powers. No, this
Dude,
doesn't have to be literal.
Wanda being, I just don't, I don't like that. Like I don't
Okay, like I'm
like her
saying, you don't
being
have to
born
like
as
it
a
because
baby
it's
witch.
my
Like
theory. It's my
but
theory.
I wasn't saying that in
I'm just trying
contrast
to
to your
make it make
theory.
sense to you.
I'm not saying this in contrast to your theory. I'm saying it as the show overall, as what they're going for, as saying that she was born as a witch. Because if she was born with powers, why not Pietro?
Well, I'm
Why
saying
are
Pietro
they?
could have been born with powers in my theory, but I don't feel like the episode really gave us enough to complete be like, oh yeah, he has powers. But for Wanda, I feel like they did give me enough thing to be like, oh yeah, she had her powers since birth. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I still don't think that, but I gotta say the episode as a whole was really good. But the whole witch stuff, man, I just can't. Like even the opening scene to me, I didn't even like that much.
I don't think
I
the
watched
oh I
that
like
opening
the
scene. I did not
what
like
I
that.
think they're what my like all my theories combine in one. I think Wanda is immune. I don't think they want to call it mutants. Like they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, they have the mutant X genome. But I also think they're kind of mixing in like a Phoenix thing because in the comics now, I'm pretty sure the Scarlet Witch is like a Phoenix thing. Like it's a powerful like being kind of like reincarnate, like kind of like the Avatar. You know what I mean? Like how there's always an Avatar,
Hmm.
there's always a Scarlet Witch. So I think Wanda had her powers since birth, and her experience with the Mind Stone chose her as the Scarlet Witch. And now I don't think like she's actually a witch, but I think she had her powers the whole time, and the Mind Stone just amplified her powers. Mm. Because
I think
she's not really
that
using witch
Ag-
magic; she's using like chaos magic.
I think that Agatha theorized that she was a witch, but I still believe that the Mind Stones gave her and both Pietro their abilities, like they said inside of the MCU up to this point. And I'm going to believe that. I'm going to believe that storyline instead of them trying to
But they
retcon that
have retcon
she's been
stuff
a witch
before.
all the time.
I don't think she's been a witch the whole time. I don't think. I don't think. I think you may have interpreted. I mean, I can't say your interpretation is wrong, but I don't think that's what they were trying to say. I don't think that's what they were trying to convey. Because witchcraft to me, it seems like something like Doctor Strange magic, where you're not born with the magic, but you can learn it. That's what witchcraft seems to me.
But Doctor Strange magic isn't witchcraft. That's sorcery.
Hmm?
Doctor Strange is not a
Yeah, so I said
wizard or witch. He's a
I
sorcerer.
think it's like Doctor Strange magic. Like I don't think you're born with it. Just like how Doctor he wasn't born, wielding spells and stuff. I don't think witchcraft is like that either. That's what I'm saying. To me, it makes more sense that she was something along the lines of a mutant instead of being born a witch.
But her being born as a witch, I'm not saying that she is, but that would make more like that would
You just said
mean that
that you don't like that like 5 minutes
no,
ago.
I said I don't like that, but that would make more sense than her actually being a mutant as you're trying to make it out to be. Because if she was born a witch, that means that she has these powers, and then
But
just
you
like the
can't
Mind
really be
Stone,
born a witch, can you? Like, can you be born a sorcerer? In the like
you
what in
can't
what
be
the
you probably
MCU is
can't be
set
born
up.
a sorcerer, but inside of the 1600s, wasn't Agatha born with some type
But
of
like she said,
ability, and then she learned?
Agatha was punished because she was practicing dark arts.
That's why
She
I
was
said
practicing dark magic.
learned.
I don't think I don't think you can be born a
But then if
witch.
she but if Wanda was born as that witch, like they're trying to make it seem like, and then her getting exposed to the Mind Stone, like you said, amplified her powers, that could explain why she can do all the witchcrafty stuff and also chaos magic
But
because
it's
of
not
the
really.
Mind
I don't
Stone.
think what she's doing is really witchcraft. I think like it's her like more like reality bending stuff because that's what chaos magic is. Spontaneous
Yeah, but
creation of matter.
magic, witchcraft, that's among the same thing.
No, it's not. It's like mathematics. Like there's mathematics, but addition isn't the same as subtraction. Subtraction isn't the same as division. Like they're all
But
under the
they're all
same thing of
but they're
magic.
along the same lines.
But I don't think she can be born a witch though. Like this the like I'm still believe she was born with her powers, but I don't think like you can really be born a witch, can you? I don't know, you might think so, but I don't that doesn't make sense to
Agatha
me.
was.
No, she wasn't.
Agatha was born a witch.
No, she wasn't.
Just because, like you just said, just because you wasn't born with the powers, that doesn't like that makes you still a mutant. She just because Agatha wasn't born with her powers, that that doesn't make her a witch.
No, like you're just completely gaslighting.
No, but that's
That's
what
not
you
what I
just said.
said. No, that's not what I said.
That's what you said. You said if the kid was born from mutant parents, that still makes them a mutant, even though that traumatic event hasn't happened for their X gene to pop out. But they're still mutants, right? Correct.
Yes. Okay, yes, you
So
got
if
that part right.
Agatha was born, but if Agatha was born of a witch mother, that would still make her a witch, even though she doesn't have her powers yet. Am I correct?
No. To me,
That's
no.
just
To
on the
me,
same
no.
lines of
To me,
you.
no. Because mutant, that is a genetic thing. We know mutants are a genetic thing. To me, witchcraft
Maybe
doesn't seem
witch
like
can
it.
be
Maybe it is.
genetic.
Maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe it is. But to me, like I've been saying, personally, my theory is that witchcraft is not something you are born with. It is something you practice, just like Doctor Strange's magic. And now what I'm saying is, no, Agatha probably wasn't born a witch, but she was born to a witch coven, and they raised her to be a witch. Clarified now?
Hmm. No, still no. Still going with my thing. I'm
Yeah,
still
yeah. I'm
going
not
with
trying
my
to
thing.
convince you.
Agatha
I'm
was
just trying
born.
to make my
No, it's
thing make
fine.
sense
Yeah,
to
I mean,
you.
no, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But I'm just saying that her being born as a witch kind of does make her a witch. Wanda being born as a witch, I don't like that idea.
Yeah, I
But
mean, me neither.
I like the fact that the Mind Stone gave her and Pietro powers. The fact that they volunteered to do that and that traumatic event happened. But
I don't know
yeah,
what to do. We'll see
uh,
what we'll see when the finale comes. We'll see when
yeah.
the
I mean,
finale
overall,
comes.
the episode was pretty good.
Yeah,
But I think this is, but like honestly, dude, this discussion that we're having right now, X genes and stuff, I like it. This is what Kevin Feige wanted from the show. He
yeah,
wanted us to speculate these things, so I really like this. But
yeah,
I'm done with what I gotta
yeah.
say
I'm done
about
too.
this episode.
You're pretty slow. You don't
Uh,
understand. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. What's your tier ranking? What's your rank? What's your tier ranking? What's your rating?
I'm off rip. I'm going with an A, and then I'm gonna go with a 9.6.
Hmm. Cool, cool. For me, I think this is probably one of the better episodes. This is gonna be one of the episodes I rewatch. So I'm gonna give it an S and a good old
Mm-hmm.
9.4. I don't think it's perfect just because I was upset with how it's entirely flashbacks, but it is
Did
one
we
of the better episodes.
did we even give any episodes in this? If
We
I
gave
haven't
like
given in
episode which one, 5 or 4?
4,
I'm pretty sure we gave 4, 4.
four,
Whichever one was just Monica. I think we gave that one an S,
Yeah,
or at
that's
least I did.
4. Yeah, 4. So I'm gonna go. I'm changing mine from an A to an S as well because we've already given one an S. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. Yeah, an S.
Yeah.
But oh man, the finale is next week. I'm sad, dude. I don't want to see WandaVision end because
I
it's.
just want to see
I mean,
my
it's up in the
theories
air.
be right because I feel like I'm part of the minority and my theories. I want to
Mm-hmm.
be the. I want to let the freaking underdog win for once. And I'm in a few weeks we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm excited
Yes,
for that.
America. Dude. For me, I'm having a lot of stuff in March.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Me too.
Ninjago, Ninjago, the new
Got
Ninjago
Superman
season
and
is coming out in
Lois,
March.
Flash.
Yeah, got a lot of content in March. Can't
Yep.
wait. Oh, it's so sad that WandaVision is ending, but yeah, man, you know what? It's so much fun just having a discussion like this. Like, is Agatha like really a witch when she was born? Like that stuff is pretty fun. And then also with what else? Like with our theories being proven incorrect every episode, that makes it a whole lot of fun too.
Yeah.
But I'm done with what I gotta say. Do you have anything else to say?
All I can say is I'm excited for the finale. I hope my theories are right. I want at least one of my theories to be right.
Hopefully they land it.
Give me
But
something. And I hope they can pull it off. I hope they can at least give us enough wrap up enough things to satisfy us.
yeah, because they got to deal with 3 things now: Agatha, White Vision, and Sword.
They have to deal with the White Vision. They have
It's
to deal with Monica's plotline, Pietro, Vision, Darcy, her
they got a
kids.
lot of stuff.
I hope
They
they
got a
can do
lot of
it.
stuff to. Hopefully, yeah, exactly. Like
Bless you.
hopefully they can land it. Bless you. But it's yeah,
I hope
that's
they
like the
can.
hardest part of a conclusion,
And I
landing
hope
the
it's not. I
conclusion in a
hope it's
satisfying way.
at least like 50 minutes with credits. People some saying it's
Yeah,
been like 2 hours. That's unreasonable.
that
At
honestly,
that point,
yeah,
they should have
that's
just made a movie.
exactly like that's just a movie. But
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they can wrap this up in at least 47 minutes
Hopefully,
without credits. Without
if I
credits,
click on it Thursday night and I see like 30 minutes,
35
I'm like,
minutes.
yeah, this show's bad. Like I told you, it's getting automatically debunked
Where's
to a
the
B.
bleach?
It's getting
That's
debunked to
that's
a
that's a
B.
where's the bleach moment. That's a
Yeah,
where's the bleach moment.
it's
I'm
getting
pretty sure the
debunked to
episode
a
is gonna
B.
be good, but that's a where's the bleach
Yeah,
moment kind of
the
way.
episode, it could be the best episode. The highest it's getting is a B if it's 30 minutes.
All right, dude. Hey, everything that we said in this was just our very own opinions. I'm pretty sure that this is way longer than we
Yeah,
ever
it's
intended
very
to.
long.
But like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next time with the finale.